Welcome back to Nintagious for some more mini motorways. We're gonna hop into Dubai as promised. Should be able to easily reach the score. Oh my god. Really? This is how we're gonna start. This is what you're gonna hit me with, right at the beginning. This is what you got for me, huh? It's good to see you too. Okay, so we should be able to easily... I think we needed 400 points, 400 trips to unlock the next city. I think that should be pretty easily manageable. In a perfect world, we'll also hit 1,000 and unlock challenge mode. If not, hey, that gives us another episode in the future that we can work on that. In the meantime, we'll wait for this to get started. But for the first 5-10 minutes of this episode, my banter engine has chosen Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm getting ready to record the Marvel Cinematic Universe tier list. And if you've been watching all of these episodes, you might be thinking, I think you mentioned that in a previous episode. You still haven't recorded it? I thought you said you did. Okay, so here's the thing. I recorded it once, and for two reasons I decided to re-record it. One, I decided to use, for those who have watched the tier list videos I've done, I came up with my own template, because a lot of people just use, I think it's Tier Maker is the website that most people use for tier lists. I don't like their template. Personally, as someone with, like, an eye for graphic design, I would rather create the tier lists myself, like, as far as, like, the icons go and everything. What the fuck is this? Come on. What is this absolute nonsense? I'd rather create them myself, except when you sign up for a tier maker account, they outright tell you, if you make a tier list that already exists, we're probably going to ban your account. So you basically can't. If you are like, man, I don't really like the ones that they have, I'd rather just, like, make my own, you can't. You can't. I guess I don't know how well they police it, but, you know, you're encouraged not to, let's put it that way. So I said, fine, I'm gonna make my own, and we're gonna have blackjack and hookers. So I did, and when I set up the one for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and I went ahead and recorded it, what I decided to use for the icons that I'm, like, slotting into the tier list were the movie posters, which I thought seemed like a pretty good idea. The problem is that they were so small that when I was recording the video, some of them I didn't know what they were. I had to kind of just, like, go into my brain and be like, okay, what movie came out after Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again? And stuff like that. I had to just be like, I just had to remember the correct order and be like, I think this is this movie. So that wasn't great. On top of that, clearly, if anyone is watching it, they're going to be like, I can't tell what that is. So if you, during the premiere, if you come in at, like, the end of the episode, you're going to be like, I don't know what any of these icons are. So that needed to be addressed. On top of that, I don't really know, I don't think I have a place to put a roundabout at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and take the traffic lights. Hear me out. Because I think we need to have a traffic light right there. I want to just alleviate that before it potentially becomes a problem. On top of that, right after I recorded it, when I was recording it, there were a couple of movies that I was like, huh, there were a couple of movies that I knew I had only seen once, like, say, Shang-Chi and The Eternals. There are a couple of movies I've only seen, like, maybe 3 times, and it's been a while since I've seen them, like, say, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man Homecoming. And there were a couple of others. Basically, after I made the video, I immediately went and rewatched The Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man Homecoming, and both of them I was like, damn, I was too hard on these movies when I made the tier list. Like, they're better than I remember them being. So that also... What the fuck is going on? What the actual fuck is going on? So needless to say, I felt like that was enough for me to say I should just record. I should just re-record it. So I'm going to. End story. That's pretty much all there is to it. Nope, I don't like that. I And I guess I don't really love that either, but this is terrible so far. So, I have the new template set up. I'm using the logos now instead of the posters, which is a lot more eligible. And there's still a couple of movies I want to rewatch before I do it. Mostly, I'd like to. I also rewatched Doctor Strange the other night just for shits and giggles. That wasn't something that I needed to do. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to rewatch it, but I was just kind of like, I just want to... I wanted something on in the background that I didn't have to think about. And, I feel like the Marvel movies are good for that sometimes. Especially when you've seen them a couple of times, because you don't really have to think about it. What else? I'd like to watch Black Widow again. I've only watched that, like, twice, I think. I'd like to watch Shang-Chi again. I've only seen that once. Eternals is another one. And as I've previously mentioned, this is, it's kind of urgent. I gotta get it done, because it's currently May 29th. I believe Miss Marvel is gonna start airing on June 8th, is it? That's basically 2.5 weeks. And at that point, we enter, like, a snowball state, where halfway through that airing, Thor Love and Thunder is going to come out, and then, like, a couple weeks after that, She-Hulk's going to start airing. So then I'm going to have to wait for all of that to be done before I can do the tier list. So I still have to, like, get it done before all this stuff starts to come out. I was thinking about trying to re-record it tonight, but as I was just saying, there's still a fair deal of movies that I'd like to rewatch first, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. What the fuck is happening? Okay. This is fine. It is not fine. This is terrible. Just, why does this... I kind of want to just restart this one. Can we just restart this one? Let's just restart this one. Wow. You're always just going to have to deal with that, huh? So my issue there was I was going to try and disconnect the yellow buildings and the green buildings. Could we, like, not get this particular starting point? Thank you. That's better. That's the first time I've done that, where I've just been like, just give me a better spawn, but, like, holy shit. Anyway, my plan there was I wanted to disconnect the yellows from the greens, but with the way the green neighborhood and the yellow facility were placed, there was literally no way of doing that. It was just going to create an awful traffic jam later on, and there wasn't really a lot I could do about it. So I kind of panicked, admittedly. I don't love that I did that, but that's the first time I've ever just been like, just restart me. I'm pretty sure. Maybe there was one other time I did it, but I tend to... This is still fucking just awful. Like, what are you doing? Why? Like, what the fuck? What is... Let's try to keep them disconnected. I don't think this is necessarily a good idea, and they're probably going to force me to change this eventually. But for now, let's go with it and see what happens. Maybe I'm not going to record too much of this tonight, because I'm already, like, a little flustered by some of this shit. Speed me back up. And here's the deal, if you could drop a house in a place that isn't a complete fucking nightmare, I would really appreciate it. We'll take the bridges, because we're probably going to need them, to be honest. I'm noticing that a lot of the later difficulty cities, that's, like, what the problem is there's, like, a big winding river through them that you're gonna have to cross multiple times. Or force everything to go through one bridge, and it's just going to be a total nightmare. So I think having a lot of bridges is going to be useful. Yup, that's par for the course. That's more or less what I expected you to do. That makes me want to cry, dude. Like, what the fuck? No, you don't understand. You really don't understand. I don't love it, okay? But we're gonna have to just see what happens here. Now I'm simultaneously, like... I have to get the banter engine going again because it's the beginning of a new run, technically. So I need something to talk about while we get this started. On the other hand, look at the shit they're making me deal with. I don't know if I have time to get the banter engine running. I think I just have to wait to see what fresh hell they drop on me next. No, that's actually totally fine. That's actually very supportive, thank you. Give me the traffic lights just in case. I do think those can help in a pinch in, like, very specific situations. I would still make the argument that they're not very good. I actually think it's a pretty nice bit of balance. I think roundabouts are just better. Yep, that's pretty much what I expected to see happen next. Yeah, that's something like that. I was expecting it to happen, like, in here, where they were gonna put, like, a facility here, and its entrance was gonna be, like, right here. And then the house I had to connect it to was gonna be, like, over here, or something. But anyway, this is fucking disgusting, dude. Like, what is going on here? I don't remember what I was saying. That's actually fine. You know what isn't fine? Is they're gonna put a fucking pink house, like, right here, and it's gonna tilt the shit out of my OCD. So I'm actively looking at a way to, like, stop that from happening. And I think the only thing I can do is, like, this, which is really dumb. But if it stops a pink house from spawning there, I think it's a win. Now, the problem is that I also think it's likely that they're gonna put a pink house, like, here. Just to be like, oh, you think you're so fucking clever, huh? Or if I do this, they're gonna put the pink house right here. But I think I'm gonna take my chances. Fuck, what? What is going on? The higher difficulties in this game are a hell of a thing. That's fine. Can live with that. Somehow. I'm not totally sure how. Beg pardon. I hate that. Something about houses connected like this just, like, really bothers me. Not sure why. I just don't like it. That's slightly better. Not much better, though. So not traffic lights, that's right. I think roundabouts are just better than traffic lights, but roundabouts take up a fucking, like, 3x3 section. They're enormous. And oftentimes, if I need it, like, here, guess what? I can't put a roundabout there. So it's gonna have to be, like, if I need to control traffic in some way there, I'm gonna have to make it a traffic light instead. They're gonna put another yellow house here. I don't know why I'm even bothering to make it look nice. Doesn't even look that nice, if I'm being honest. It's not that elegant, but I'll take the roundabout just in case. I guess I could put one here, maybe. Doesn't seem particularly needed. If anything, I think maybe I should put a stoplight there, because there is a lot of shit moving through there now. I would kind of like to... I only have one bridge, though. This is probably not a good idea. Why? just why? Just why? Just why? Why? I can still do what I was going to do, though, which might still be a good idea. I'm thinking about connecting these two houses exclusively to this facility, because then we have just a little bit less traffic flowing around basically everywhere. Now, of course, they're gonna put a yellow house like here just to laugh at me. Maybe that's not exactly what they have planned, but they have something planned. I can almost guarantee it. I think one of my least favorite issues in this game is when this happens. Like, when they put a facility right across from a neighborhood, and there's just no way for you to break those up. There's no way to manage the traffic there. That's just going to always be a problem. And we have it happening twice here. Like, I can see where this is going to go. They're going to put a yellow facility up here, and then I'm going to have to connect it, like, here. And then this is turning into... If this becomes a main road, we're fucked. Is more or less what it comes down to. If this becomes a main road, we are screwed. Because there's so many houses connected to it, and the greenhouses in particular, we can't do anything about it. We want to, at any cost, excuse me, at any cost, make sure that this does not become a main road. Because traffic having to travel down here is just going to be terrible. I think I actually had that happen in a... Yeah, I more or less saw that coming. I think I had that happen during one of the streams where I had... It might have even been on this map, come to think of it. This is feeling kind of familiar. I think maybe the weekly was on this map or something. And yeah, this became a main road, and it just... There's nothing you can do to address that. It's just... Them's the breaks. I'm gonna do this, and then they're going to immediately put a house here to make me change it because of OCD. But we're still gonna try to defy fate and be like, nah, I'm still gonna do my best to make it look good until you fuck it up. And then it'll just be right angles everywhere, because apparently that's the only way to do it. We really need some bridges, but I think the motorway is more of a problem solver. In before they... I don't know, put a yellow house over here. No, it's got to be a yellow facility, because it's like, if it's a house, I could just ignore it. If it's a facility, it's gonna be like, well, now I'm forced to use the motorway that I just picked up, which is never fun. I really wish you could change the entrances on facilities. That would, like, solve a lot of problems right now. I could avoid making this a main road, for instance. This is also looking very... If it becomes a... Hey, didn't I say they were going to put a pink house there? Did I call it, or did I call it? Also, excuse me, I keep yawning, like, really hard tonight for some reason, which is very strange. I've been up for a while, I ate. I should have more than enough energy, but I can't shake the yawns. Okay. The fuck am I supposed to do about this? Especially because I don't have a bridge. So I'm just going to ignore it. And they're probably going to drop more pink houses here. Like one right here and just probably one here. Just to make it as agonizing as possible. If I had a bridge, I think I know what I would do. But I would have to... That's actually very helpful, thank you. That's actually very helpful. You have no idea. I hate this, by the way. It looks terrible. That's not much better, but it'll have to do. Okay, so never mind all my agonizing over... What do I do here? They kind of fixed it by dropping that facility there. Oh, I didn't notice that house down there. My bad. I kind of want to connect to the... Let's see what happens. If they put more pink houses down here, enough to easily fuel this facility, I think I'm gonna connect these two up here instead. What the fuck did I do to you? Hey, look at that. I have to use my motorway now. I feel like being forced to use your motorway is never a good feeling. You do not want to have your hand forced on that. Like, you want to be able to use that when you are ready to use it. When you see a good position that's like, oh, this will really help alleviate a lot of traffic. But instead we got a fuck you moment where we're basically gonna have to use it. Or take this bridge out and just do what I was talking about doing here, which I don't particularly love the idea of. They're gonna put a house right here anyway, because fuck me. But then that gives us that bridge back, and then we can actually connect this with just a long-ass road. Nope. God, I like already have to reconstruct it. I mean, I don't have to, but there could have been a better way to do this. You know what would really fuck with me? And yes, I'm getting to a point with this game where I'm, like, preparing for the worst. Like, I'm preparing to be trolled. because I feel like the algorithm does troll you more often than it doesn't. If they put a green facility, like, here, that would be the worst. Because then I'd be forced to connect this, and then I'm forced to turn this into a main road. And that's not what I want to do. That road actually has very little traffic on it right now. I'd like to keep it like that. Or, like, up here. That would be even more crazy. Wow. I'm getting really good at that. Not only did they put it exactly where I said they were going to, but they put it with the entrance pointed in, like, the worst possible direction. Like, not, like, they outdid themselves. They heard my request and then went, we can do worse than that. I really don't want to do this, but we don't have a bridge. So it's... what choice do I have? Yeah, I'm gonna do that just temporarily. And pray that we either get another bridge, or that some greenhouses spawn up here. So that I don't have to, like, surrender to this nightmare. This greenhouse down here just is there for no reason. I can't even connect it to this road because of the bridge. So that's just a big... haha, fuck you. Gotcha! I already think I know what I'm gonna do, but... an uncomfortable position to be in this game is that... is to be in deficit. And what I mean by that is, like... at the moment, I need certain upgrades to progress. And you don't want to have too many things that you need at once. Right now we need a bridge. Right? I need a bridge so that I can fix this situation up here. And if they don't give me a bridge, which they didn't, I'm now in... well, I'm not in deficit yet. When I'll be in deficit is when I find myself saying, oh, I also need a motorway over here. Or something. Which I just got a motorway, so that's something. I think I might actually use that to get this bridge back, because this is a lot of road to use. And there's a good chance that they're going to put yellow houses on the other fucking side of this road anyway to fuck with me, so I might as well just do this now. But what I was getting at is, like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're like, I need 2 bridges, and I need a motorway, and I need a roundabout, and I also need some traffic lights. And I also just need road tiles. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where you even need 2 of those things, because you can only get 1 upgrade per week. So the more you need, the worse of a position you're in, is the way I look at it. I don't know if that's necessarily making any sense. I think it makes sense, but that doesn't mean it makes sense. So, like, right now, we need a bridge to fix this. We have one problem. I guess a better way to look at it is... look at it as, we currently have one problem that needs to be fixed. If we get another problem, we're in bad shape. We only want to have one problem at a time. And we're going to disconnect that. Again, we want to prevent this from ever becoming a main road. I kind of dislike this Route 1 over here, but, or Route 2, rather. But I don't think there's a whole lot that can be done about it. Maybe later. Also, holy shit, this yellow traffic is a bit of a problem. We do have an overpass back. I don't think using it is the best idea. They have a great way to go, great place to put it either. Again, they put us in a really shitty position here because these yellow and greens basically have to be mixed. Because the yellows have to go to 2 positions, so I can't get them there with a motorway. And with the way this green facility's placed, hold on, I think I just got it. I think I can do this with a motorway. Here. It's not super duper elegant. Why would you do this to me? That greenhouse is getting ignored, and there's nothing you can do about it. I love how they were like, "Hey, you fixed it! Congratulations!" It would be an awful, awful just tragedy if we were to drop a house exactly that in a way that would just fuck up everything you just did. Like, really just go fuck yourself. I would love to know if this game's algorithm is, like, deliberately trolly like that, or if it's just that it feels like it. If the developers happen to be watching, which they probably never will, but if you ever do watch, I would love to know what is going on with this game's algorithm. Like, is it deliberately fucking with me, or... is it just a figment of my imagination? Got a pretty big traffic problem. Why would you put that over there? Hello? What? You've got to be kidding me. It's like it outright detected that I just fixed like a pretty big problem. And they were like, oh no, we gotta fuck this guy up. He just cracked the code. We gotta do something about this. Like, right now. Like, congratulations, you did it. I don't think I can address this. Do I have enough road tiles to do this? That is in such a fuck you position. The only thing I can really think to do is connect a road here and then try to connect a road up here, which is horrible. I mean, it works. It's enough to get it done, but like, holy hell. And now we have another problem up here because look at this fucking traffic. I think I know what I can do to fix that, but I don't have the resources to fix it. What a fucking surprise. Yeah, I know exactly what I need to do. We're on Thursday right now. I can only kind of do this, though. It's not gonna, like, completely fix the problem, but it's gonna have to do. Okay. And I kind of referred to this earlier. I can only take some of these houses off of the road, but... like, this is the only way I can address this. If this traffic jam would have happened over here, we would have been completely fucked. There would have been absolutely nothing we could do about it. And it still could happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to think if... can I still, like... do this, maybe? Just to get these houses off of, like, that quote-unquote main road. Bless you, kitty. Such a good girl. Okay, we have some white houses down here. Let's connect these really quick. I appreciate you dropping houses where they're already connected so that I don't have to fucking do anything to fix it. We're still gonna have to address this in a better way eventually. I guess that's gonna be another motorway. There's still a horrid traffic jam over there, but I don't think there's much else we can do about it, to be honest. I don't have any road. We're probably going to lose. The traffic jam is just too intense. And this is probably just gonna make it worse, if I'm being honest, but... gotta do what we gotta do. Gotta make that so that they can actually, like, get there faster. Otherwise, you know, it's just a matter of time. I talked a lot when we streamed this about how I should watch the movie again. I always forget what the line is. There's a line that Nick Fury has in the first Avengers movie about, like, until the world ends, I intend to act as if it continues to spin on, or something like that. And that's kind of my stance with this game, is like, this looks bad, right? We're probably gonna lose, but the way I look at it is we need to prepare. We need to play as if we're going to make it through this just fine. Because if we make it through it, but we devote all of our efforts to fixing this one problem that for all intents and purposes we've already fixed and the traffic just needs to sort itself out, if we put all of our efforts into fixing that, other problems are going to arise, and I'm not going to address them because I'm so focused on fixing this one problem instead of looking at the bigger picture. Now, all of that aside, I'm now realizing we're fucked, by the way. We lose. Why? Because there's this fucking asshole up here, and I don't have any bridges. So I can't connect it. Now, there might be a couple of things I can do here, but I'm not feeling too good about it. I might be able to get this bridge back, for instance. This traffic jam is just too intense, though. So, like, that's fixed. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna fail to these yellow buildings, I'm almost certain. Or that white building. There's just too much chaos. I need to be able to connect that white building, and, like, I need to be able to move the goddamn entrances to facilities. Whenever, I mean, I said it from the beginning, that green one in the middle spawning where it did, and this one spawning where it did, was just, the run was already over. How do you address that? You just have to try to avoid ever letting... I would have been in deficit from the word go. I would have been trying to... I would have spent my entire existence trying to figure out how to make this yellow neighborhood not connect to this road. Which, now I'm seeing I probably could have just looped it around here, I guess, but early on in the game, you don't really have that many road tiles to actually do anything like that. Just everything is so cramped and there's only so much you can fucking do. Yeah, we're done. I gotta figure out what to do when they put a facility in a position like that. When you have a road with... I wish you could use the cursor here so that I could, like, actually still reference stuff on the screen while people will understand what I'm talking about. But you know the problem areas I'm talking about at this point. But as soon as they dropped that white one next to a neighborhood road, it was like, okay, now what do I do? I'm screwed, right? There's nothing I could do. And then on top of that, the green one was right below that, which was cluttering things further. I still don't know how to deal with situations like that, which is just a problem. I did not mean to restart. as a result, whenever that happens, it tends to feel just kind of unfair, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm sure there is a solution that I haven't figured out yet, though. Okay, well, that will be it for this episode. We'll probably move on to Mexico City after this in the next episode. Part of me wants to go back to Dubai and go for a revenge kick and try to get the 1,000 points, but I think I'll keep it moving for now and like unlock all of the cities, experience all of the cities. That way, if they show up in like the dailies. Yeah, Dubai was the weekly, so I had been there before. I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, I think for now we're just gonna straight line it through through unlocking the rest of the cities. And then we'll see what we have left after that. I'm a little salty after that loss, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna run this back, and this next episode I could almost guarantee is going to be like in the next 5 minutes after I hit stop recording. So thank you all for watching. We'll be back with more mini Motorways soon, so I hope you're looking forward to it. I would say I'm still having fun. It feels real. Something I dislike about roguelikes in general, and anything like procedurally generated, is that sometimes it just feels like the out of control nature is almost too much. And that was kind of what happened on that level, where it's like, they were just doing things that were like, this is the worst possible outcome, and how am I supposed to deal with this? To a point, I'd say that's overall still a good thing, because I like what it offers as far as gameplay goes, more than the downsides it offers. But, like, I'm a little salty after that one, because I felt like that was, like, kind of out of my control to a point. So hopefully Mexico City will go better. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.